Hi guys, Dave from the Republic of Football here, and we're going to do a rundown of our 10 best Irish players in the Premier League of all time. Now, of course, there has been many great Irish players in the Premier League who haven't unfortunately made the list. The likes of Clinton Morrison, Kenny Cunningham, Mark Kinsella, all these great world-class players, but they didn't make the list. And of course, we've had players, this is only from 1992 when the Premier League actually came into existence. So obviously some great players didn't make it because of that. Number 10, Richard Dunne. Of course, he played for Everton and he also played for Manchester City. In 2010 was named in the PFA Team of the Year, which tells you he was probably at the best stage of his career. Also had some great performances for Ireland around that time. Great player there for Man City, probably considered a legend at that club. Number 9, Niall Quinn. The big man himself, Niall Quinn. Of course, he played in the top flight for a few clubs. He played for Sunderland, Manchester City, Arsenal in his earlier days before it was called the Premier League. Yeah, he was great. His partnership with Kevin Phillips, of course, at Sunderland was probably the highlight of his career. And that's why we've included him there in the list. And of course, very important for the Republic of Ireland in the World Cup in 1990, scoring the equaliser against Holland. And of course, in the World Cup in 2002 as well, set up Robbie Keane for the goal against Germany. Number 8, Steve Staunton. A Republic of Ireland manager, Steve Staunton. Of course, he was probably the worst Republic of Ireland manager of all time, but he was a very good player for Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League. Over 300 appearances for Aston Villa in the Premier League, and when he went back to Liverpool for his second stint there, he made 44 appearances. Great player and possibly one of the best left foots to ever play for Ireland as well. Number 7, Steve Finnan. Our first Champions League winner on the list, number 7, is Steve Finnan. Basically Mr. Consistency for Liverpool and for Fulham in the Premier League. He won, of course, the Champions League in his time at Liverpool. So a great player there, Steve Finnan, number 7 on our list. Number 6, Paul McGrath. Number 6 on our list was 32 years of age when the Premier League started. Paul McGrath at number 6 there for us. One of the best central defenders probably ever to play for Ireland, and definitely a big man with a big reputation for Aston Villa there in the Premier League era as well. PFA Player of the Year award in 1993 for him, so only the second winner in the Premier League era. Of course, had Baggio in his pocket in the 1994 World Cup, the only player who can actually say he bossed Baggio in that World Cup. Number 5, Shay Given. He's not just one of the best Irish goalkeepers of all time, but surely one of the best European goalkeepers of at least the last 20-25 years. Played, of course, in the Premier League for Newcastle, Manchester City, and most recently Stoke. Of course, his career's gone downhill a little bit. He hasn't really been up to the level that he was when he was at Newcastle, but if you're talking all-time greats in terms of Irish goalkeepers, he's definitely up there. Shay Given's our number 5 on our list. Number 4, Damien Duff. Our number 4 won the Premier League with Chelsea. It's Damien Duff, one of the best signings that Chelsea made during that time when Abramovich came in. Scored a lot of goals, set up a lot of goals, and won 2 Premier League medals. Of course, without injuries, he probably would have done a lot better. Also played for Newcastle and Fulham, always being linked with big teams as well. Great player. Number 3, Dennis Irwin. He won the Champions League and he won the Premier League many times with Manchester United. Probably the best ever fullback in the Premier League. 7 Premier League titles, as I said. Also won the Champions League in 1999. There's not much else I can say about Dennis Irwin other than he was a fantastic player. Number 2, Robbie Keane. He is one of only a few players who've actually scored over 100 goals in the league and is 13th in the all-time Premier League goal scoring charts, which makes him one of the most impressive Irish strikers to ever play in the Premier League. He's played in the Premier League for Spurs, of course, for Liverpool, for West Ham and Aston Villa. He also played for Celtic for a while before moving to the LA Galaxy. But as Irish players go, they don't come much better than Robbie Keane. And number 1, Roy Keane. You've got to say, probably one of the best players to ever play in the Premier League. From any nationality, no Irish player can come close to the levels that Roy Keane came to. He won 7 Premier League titles. He twice was nominated for the PFA Team of the Year, Champions League as well in 1999. Played for Celtic as well. Went on to manage Sunderland and Ipswich, and is now currently part of the Irish national team management structure. He is our number 1 best player from Ireland to ever play in the Barclays Premier League. It's our top 10 Irish players in the Premier League, guys. Let us know what you think, and if you have any players who you think should have been in there but missed out on our list, let us know, and maybe we'll consider them next time.